Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how you can take your Figma designs and edit them with AI, change layouts, swap styles, create variations, all without touching a single pixel manually. Here's what usually happens. You've got a design in Figma, it's approved, looks great. Now you need to make changes. Maybe the client wants a different color scheme. Maybe they want to see the dashboard with a sidebar instead of a top navigation. Maybe they want a mobile version. So what do? You go back into Figma and you start moving things around manually, layer by layer. And if the client wants 3 variations, that's 3 rounds of manual edits, right? Or even worse, you hand the design off to development and the developer rebuilds the whole thing from scratch because the Figma file doesn't translate cleanly into code. Now you've basically designed it twice. Either way, you're burning hours on work that feels like it should be faster. My name is Moritz. I've spent most of my life building software, first as a product manager, now as a founder. And today I'm building Komposo, helping over 100K users design and build software faster. So here's what we're going to do today. I'll walk you through how to import any Figma screens into Komposo, edit it using simple text prompts instead of manual tweaks, generate variations and even new screens based on your designs, and then either export the whole thing as a clean HTML, CSS, or copy it back into your Figma to do some further tweaking. The whole process takes just a few minutes, so let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, let's get your Figma designs into Komposo. And what I'll use here is this plugin by Bernardo Ferrari. It's a really good plugin. It's free to use. And all you need to do is install it. I'll put the link down below. And then you can go into your Figma project. And let's say this is the screen that I want to import into Komposo. Then I will click on this button here and find this Figma to Code plugin. Just open it up. It'll be empty, and then you can just click into the screen that you want to import. Just click here. You can ignore this warning here, and then you can see the right screen is selected here in the preview. You should select HTML here, and here it says HTML options and also have HTML selected because we're going to just copy this HTML code here that it gave us. Okay, now we're going to go into Komposo and we'll create a new project. We can call it something like Figma import, and then we just type something here like clone this exactly and paste the HTML that we just got. So you can see here, this is the full HTML that it gave us, and we just have it here in the prompt box. And then we just make sure that we select the right screen mode. So in this case, it was a mobile app. And here we select a model to do this. Right now, Opus 4.6 is really good. You can also use 4.5. I would recommend one of these to do this task. Opus seems to be really good at this task. Okay, and then we just hit generate and wait until it generates this screen. Okay, here we go. Now let me zoom in and you can see here's the screen. Let me compare it to the original screen. There you go. So you can see this is the original screen and we imported that here into Komposo and it looks identical. So the import worked. Let me close this screen again. Yeah, so there you go. We have our Figma design right here in Komposo and obviously same layout, same structure. But the main difference now is that this is now fully editable with AI. So we can now edit that and do whatever we want with that. And that's the key. So it's not just a screenshot. It's real editable code that is there. All right, so let me show you what we can do with it now. The first thing I want to do is, let's say that the client actually wants this in light mode, right? So let's create a quick duplicate of this, just so you can then compare the difference. And then we're going to go here into edit. And again, we will select Opus for this. Opus is really good right now. Turn this into light mode. And boom, look at this. It's now in light mode. This actually looks so good. The way it converted that with the nice, like, you can see the background seems to have a little gradient, or am I tripping? But yeah, it just looks really good. It looks, it's like a perfect conversion in my opinion. And it did that in just a few seconds, so very nice. And obviously now I can go in and make any edits to these screens as I want. So for example, I could say add a bottom navigation bar for this app. Okay, there you go. It now has a bottom navigation bar. You can have a look at it here in the preview. Added this bottom navigation bar. So really quick and easy to make these kinds of changes. Let me show you something else that's cool. I can use this as reference, and I want you to turn this app into a web app version. And then I'll select the web app mode, and let's generate this. So this is if you want, or if your client wants web version as well as the mobile app, then you can also quickly just show them these concepts. Okay, there we go. The web app is done. Let's preview this. Look how good this looks. Damn. And yeah, this new Opus model is really good. You see how quickly we could turn a mobile version into a web version, and it's like even in the same style. So you can see these cards here, they look exactly the same. The color obviously the same, and like these highlight colors here are the same. So it just did a really good job because we used that original screen as a reference to create this new screen. Okay, let me try one more edit here. So I can also select a specific section for an edit. And then I'll write something like replace the bar charts with gradient filled area charts, make the colors more vibrant, and add subtle glow effects to the key metrics. Let's see what happens. Okay, it did the edit. You can see it added more of this like glow effect we can compare it to before. So it's a subtle change, but yeah, I think it's nice. It adds like more depth to it kind of, so that's cool. Yeah, so as you can see, we did a bunch of edits here, and the point is that if you do any of these edits in Figma, it would easily take you like 20 to 30 minutes to do this, right? And here it just took you a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of minutes. Let me show you one more cool feature that you can do. Sometimes you want to explore different design directions, or your client wants to see which different directions we can take this in. There is this variations feature here that you can click, and we can select, let's select Gemini Flash here. We'll say 3 number of variations. Gemini Flash is a pretty good model and it's quite fast, so I like to use it for variations. And we can select medium creative range and just hit generate. So what this does is it takes this screen as reference and creates 3 design variations from this screen. Okay, it's done. So as you can see, this middle version is like this a little bit more natural, warm colors. This one is pretty similar to the original, actually, just less corner rounding. So it did very minor changes here. And this one is kind of a bit more old school, like old school software, maybe better targeted at like older crowd. But yeah, you can like keep doing this endlessly. You can try it out with different models as well. Like you can also try this with the Gemini Pro model. So the Gemini Pro model and the Opus 4.6 model right now are the best. So if you want really high quality designs, go for those. If you want quick designs, go for Flash and Haiku. And yeah, you can just keep trying this endlessly until you find a design that you like and a direction that you like, or a direction that your client likes, and then you can continue with that and iterate on top of that. All right, here's another cool thing that you can do. So I already showed you the use as reference feature earlier, and what we can do here is very easily create the other screens of this application, because what you see here on the screen is actually that's the markets screen, right? The markets view. And we can also now create the wallet view. So let's say that for this app, I want you to create the wallet screen. And mobile app again, let's generate this. Okay, done. And just like that, you have the second screen of this application, the wallet screen. As you can see, it's in the same style. It has the same colors. So yeah, you can basically keep doing this for the other screens of the app, or even if you want to have different actions that are happening within this screen. So for example, different views, I mean, like if I click on NFT or staking here, then you can generate these screens as well to have this like variation of one screen. All right, now let's talk about actually sharing this and exporting it. So one thing you can do is you can just click here to export this as an HTML. So you can see the code here. This is in HTML. You can directly export that. And this way, if you're building it yourself or if you're passing it on to a developer, they will have the exact code and it will basically look exactly like you designed it. So there's no like redesigning anymore. What you can also do is if you click here on export, you can select multiple screens and export them all at once. You can even select a framework here that you want the AI coding agent to use when it's building out the app for you. So for example, you can after you've generated all of the different screens of this app, you can then select Expo and have all those screens selected and then just pass it to the agent to build this app for you. What you can also do if you're still in the stage of sharing and getting feedback from your client, you can generate a share link here and you'll get a link. You can just send that to the client and the client will be able to see all of the screens here straight away. So that's a super quick and easy way to just share your progress with the client and get some feedback on your designs quickly. All right, that's a workflow. Figma designed to AI edited production ready screens without rebuilding a thing. If you want to try this, head over to komposo.ai. I'll put the link in the description and yeah, test it out. I think you'll be surprised how fast it is. And if you want a full breakdown of all of Komposo's features, check out the tutorial that I will link right here. If this was helpful, please subscribe. I'm going to be putting out more workflows like this every week for product teams and agency owners, stuff that actually saves you time and makes your process faster. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.